The Practicing Paralegal series is designed to both refresh your legal research skills as well as take them to the next level. This training series is intended for paralegals who are already employed and consists of 3 sessions that can be taken in any order. Before you attempt the certification exam, you should make sure to have attended at least 3 sessions and reviewed the handout and course review video on the LexisNexis University website. In this session, we will discuss site checking on Lexis. This course provides a comprehensive overview of Shepards, from retrieving a report to understanding the signals on cases and statutes so that you know if you're using good law. This session also provides a brief overview of Brief Analysis, Lexis for Microsoft Office, Shepard's Brief Link, and Shepard's Brief Check. I'm Zoe Caldwell, the LexisNexis Research Consultant for a few law firms and law schools in the Los Angeles area. I went to the University of Arizona for law school and undergrad, and I have been working at Lexis, working with law students, attorneys, and paralegals for the last 20 years. Today, I will discuss Lexis Plus during this session. I understand that some of you have access to Lexis and not Lexis Plus. Please note that the vast majority of features I cover today are also available on Lexis. Let's get started. We will learn more about the legal citations and formatting requirements, the purpose and format of Shepard's reports, how to update Shepard's reports, how and why to use Shepards to expand research, and what additional Shepards and check citing tools are available to make it even easier. Let's take a look at a legal citation. Citations are key to locating legal documents and materials for a case. Legal citations are a unique identifier for each legal document, like a social security number, to lead you to a specific document. I think it's helpful to understand the components of a citation to understand what you're looking at. On the bottom, you will see a case name, a series of numbers and letter abbreviations. You are likely familiar with the case names, but the following information may be new. The reporter abbreviation is a book that the case is published in. If you've ever been in a law firm with law books on display, they're likely reporters. The first number is the volume number of the reporter. Final number is the page number where this case can be found. If you are citing to part of a case that is not on the first page, you will also have to include what's called a pinpoint cite, or the exact page location of where you're citing. After that, the court abbreviation is either a state or federal court, and then the year the case was decided. Let's take a look at the top example. This is an example of a statute citation, or what your code citations will look like. These statute citations are similar to case citations. The code abbreviations is the book where this statute can be found, just like a case can be found inside a reporter. The title is sort of like the volume number, and this is a fancy symbol that stands for the word section. Following this fancy symbol, the section where your statute can be found. The year is also important. It's the year this statute came to date, and that matters for what version of the statute you need to be looking at, since statutes are updated and language changes regularly. The Blue Book is the format of citations that we just discussed, governed by a set of rules found in this book. Think of the Blue Book like an MLA format for the legal world. Each type of document has a different citation format. However, each format uses the same abbreviations. Almost all words used in a legal citation will be abbreviated. Make sure to check the tables for the correct abbreviations. I listed the most used Blue Book rules for your reference. Understanding site checking. You may have heard the term Shepardize or Shepard's reports, but not know exactly what that means. Shepard's is what we call a citation service. A citation service is a way to connect cases that have cited each other or have changed the validity of a preceding case. This is just part of the Shepard's report for a case that was decided in 1958. The letters to the left side of a case number provide the treatment. D tells you the citing authority distinguishes itself from your case. The F lets you know that the citing reference follows your case. And the J means that your case was cited in a dissenting opinion. To fully check the citation, you need to look up each citing case, find the passage that cites to your case, and determine if and how the language affects your ability to use your case, which can be extremely time-consuming if you have to pull each citing case one at a time. Fortunately, you can complete this process quickly on Lexis. When you Shepardize a case, you're provided a report showing every document where the case has been referenced, covering such diverse sources as administrative regulations, court rules, law reviews, American Law Institute restatements of the law, and intellectual property. Most importantly, it can help you determine what legal issues or rules of law have been criticized or affirmed by subsequent courts. Shepard's collects all of the information necessary for the researcher to 1. Determine the precedential value of a case through the Shepard signal assigned to the case, as determined by the analysis of its history. This process is done by our team of legal editors under very strict guidelines with multiple points for accuracy, checking to ensure complete history and correct treatment. 2. Evaluate and analyze significant decisions related to the case by determining what the other judicial opinions have to say about a case. 3. Trace the discussion of specific points of law or fact in a case through the use of LexisNexis headnotes and the legal issue trail, which we'll cover later. When you use the Shepards for validation, you're using it to determine if the case is still good law, meaning whether or not subsequent courts have supported its reasoning for various issues and rules of law. The goal behind site checking is to ensure that the court and the rule of law being used to support your legal argument is still the law that the courts are following. When you use Shepards for research, you are using Shepards to find additional cases that support a specific reasoning or to find additional cases that stand for your rule of law. Shepards is denoted by several different signals you'll find at the top of your case. Let's take a look at what these signals mean. Red stop sign. The red Shepard signal contains strong negative history or treatment of your case, like overruled or reversed. Be careful when you see a red stop sign. We need to open up your report and find out exactly what's negative and if it applies to you. Exclamation point. Warning, the red Shepard signal looks like an exclamation point is for statutes. It's saying that there is strong negative treatment of the section of the statute you're looking at. It's possibly finding that cases are looking at this statute as being unconstitutional or void. Q. Questioned. The orange Shepard signal contains treatment that's questioning the validity or precedential value of your case because of intervening circumstances. Usually you'll see a Q when there's been a statute that is now the current law and not the case that you're referring to. Yellow triangles. You will see a lot of yellow triangles. It means that there's treatment in your report that may impact your case negatively. It stands for cases that are criticizing, limiting their discussion, and distinguishing themselves from the precedential value of your case. It means there are cases out there that are looking at the precedential value and saying, that doesn't apply to us here, but it's not bad. Green, positive treatment, contains treatment that only has a positive impact on your case. Green is good. Only good things have been said about your case. And then you've got the I's and A's, the neutral analysis. These stand for your case being cited neither positively or negatively, neither bad nor good. When I run a search on Lexis, my case's results will populate. You'll see in my case results, Shepard signals coming up right here, letting you know what the signal is for the cases you're finding in your results set. I can click the signals right here and go straight to the Shepard reports if I want to. It's an easy way to see exactly what's going on before I even click into a case. I can know if these cases and in how they've been treated when they've been cited right here from my results list. When I'm inside a case, there are several different ways to access Shepards. One way is to use the green signal and link right to Shepards. Another way is to use the info box, and notice your Shepards is listed here in the info box. And I can Shepardize the document right from this box. I can go into the exact treatment being listed right here and narrow immediately to those positive cases that are citing my case. I also have these links at the top of my screen. The citing decisions link will take me to all the cases that cite this Rodriguez case. Other citing sources will take me to things other than cases that cite the Rodriguez case. These could be law review articles, treatise sections, other secondary sources, restatements, and regulations that discuss this particular Rodriguez case. There's another way hidden below our LexisNexis headnotes. If you remember, headnotes are your rules of law. For each of these rules of law, you will see at the end that you have the option to Shepardize by that headnote when there are cases out there that cite this rule of law in the Rodriguez case. So if I want to get to a list of these 9 cases that cite my case, Rodriguez, for the principle discussed in this rule of law, then I can just link out and get right to that tailored report. Let's briefly talk about the other 2 tabs located at the top of the page that's also part of your Shepard's report. History tells you how this case traveled through the court system to land to where it is right now. It's letting you know where this case has gone from the point it's landed on Lexis and if it's gone up for further review. I can see that there's been no subsequent appellate history for this case. If there had been, it'd be listed right here. My table of authorities is a list of all the cases Rodriguez cites as legal precedent. It's back in time, before Rodriguez. Where did Rodriguez get its precedent from? I've got a laundry list of all the cases that Rodriguez relies on. I could read the Rodriguez case and find these cases being discussed right from the opinion of the Rodriguez case. But using my table of authorities is a nice way to just get a list of the cases Rodriguez relied on. Let's take a look at a statute. Remember, this is the title, the name of the code book that you're looking at, and the section where this statute can be found. I don't need that fancy section symbol when I type this on Lexis. Just enter it in as is. I told you earlier that we Shepardize cases to find out if they're good law. Well, this is a little different. We're looking at a statute now. We don't need to Shepardize a statute to find out if it's good law. If a statute is still in the code book and not repealed, then it's still the current law. Shepard's report will give us a better indicator how other cases are discussing this statute and if they're finding some issues with this statute. It will also tell us if there's pending legislation going on that may soon affect my statute. And the most used reason why we Shepardize statutes is to get a nice list of all the cases that have ever cited your statute for research purposes. Remember, those citing decisions, they're all the cases that cite your law. Here, these are the cases that cite the statute. There are over 90,000 of them. Other citing sources are where you'll find secondary sources that cite your statute. It's also where you'll find regulations that cite your code section. When we look at the Other Citing Sources tab, we will see different types of content listed. My statute is being discussed in 162 regulations. It's being discussed in over 3,000 law reviews, some restatements, many treatises, and court filings, real briefs, pleadings, and motions that are filed with the courts that have been citing this statute number. Let's look at our Citing Decisions tab for a statute. I'm on my Citing Decisions tab. This is the easiest way for me to find specific cases that cite this federal statute. I can use these little columns that indicate specific circuits and narrow immediately to one of the circuits by just clicking the column. If I click this, it'll take me to only the cases from the Fourth Circuit that cite my statute. Remember that exclamation point? It's telling me, warning, there's some negative case treatment that for this particular statute. There are cases out here that are finding this statute possibly unconstitutional. Let's go back to the beginning and pull another case. Let's go back to the beginning and open a Shepard's report right from the search bar here. The last time we typed in a case citation, went to the case, and then went to the Shepard's report. But I can type Shep : and put in my case citation here and go straight to the Shepard's report for this particular case. I'm now bypassing the case itself and coming directly to the Shepard's report. Analysis tells me how this case has been cited by other courts. On Lexis Plus, you will have a box pop up when there's something in your report that is at risk of changing the Shepard signal for the case you're looking at. Something is going on in the court systems that may soon change the treatment of this Dura case. I can actually click inside the at-risk box and Lexis will take me immediately to the possible passage that is having some at-risk treatment in the courts right now. Lexis is telling me, be careful, this passage of text may change the treatment of your case. On the Info tab at the bottom of your Shepardizing, you will see this legal issue trail. This works a lot like Shepard's, but it's not exactly Shepard's. It's not going to give you a Shepard's report. When I click to activate the passages, it will box in passages of text in my case where other cases are citing my case. These are the passages of text other cases are citing when they're discussing the Dura case. If you're wondering what cases are citing the Dura case for this particular passage, all you have to do is click inside the box. When I click inside the box, I will get two things. First, I will find out who Dura relied on for that particular legal precedent, going back in time. And I will find out the new cases that are following the Dura case for the passage that you clicked. These are all the cases that are citing Dura for the passage, the box that I clicked. It's another way to further your research. It's really easy when you find a passage of text that you really like and you want to find more cases that talk about that particular principle of law. All we have to do is click inside the box when our legal issue trail is activated. Remember, the legal issue trail is located on your Info tab at the very bottom. Blue booking. At the top of every case, you will see a copy citation feature. This helps you blue book quickly right here on the spot. Click Copy Citation. Most of the time, you will select Standard for standard blue booking. Your court will tell you to use the California format for blue booking. I'll click Standard and click Apply. Here is my citation in a blue booked format for me to use. Before I show you other tools used to help you Shepardize, let's take a look at that first case one more time. We are in a Shepard's report for the first case we opened today. Remember, you can narrow your Shepard's report by court using this bar graph right here. I can narrow to find out what are those cases in the Second Circuit that are green following the law, in my case, by clicking this section right here. I can get a list of the types of analysis of other cases and how they're treating my case. If I want to know, well, what is that case giving me a warning signal, I just click out and follow my links. One of the things you can do when you see cautionary analysis is check to see which cases are distinguishing themselves or criticizing the precedent in a case. I have narrowed to a report to only view 3 cases that are doing this. I can then narrow to my jurisdiction. I'm now looking at the one case in the Ninth Circuit that is distinguishing itself from the Chubby Inc. case. I could even type in some facts here and narrow to my facts to see if this particular case that's giving me this yellow signal and citing Chubby has similar facts to my own. By typing in my own facts here, I can find out, by typing in this box, I can find out if the case from the Ninth Circuit has terms in it that I need. If there is a case that has the terms in it I need, I may want to stop and read this case a little bit more to find out why it's distinguishing itself from the Chubby Ink case. And that's how you read a Shepard's report. Let's go back to the main page. Under the search bar, you will see Tools in your Explore tab. Tools are other tools on Lexis, and several of them are here to help you Shepardize. Brief Check, Brief Link, and Get and Print. Get and Print allows you to pull multiple citations at once. Enter in up to 100 citations spaced out with a hard return to immediately pull those documents to the top of your screen and to Shepardize them as well, all in one batch. Brief Check and Brief Link are similar. They're similar in that you need to upload a document into Brief Link and Brief Check. When you upload your document, Lexis will ask you if you want to Shepardize and hyperlink your cases. When you do this, all of your case citations in your document will become hyperlinked, and current Shepard signals will embed in your document as well. From here, you can link out to the cases and the Shepard's report right from the document you're working on. Shepard's Brief Check is similar, but even more robust than Brief Link. Shepard's Brief Check allows you to Shepardize all of the cases in the document that you upload, but it's also going to check your quotes as well to make sure you've quoted things properly and blue booked property. It's also going to get all those cases to the top of your screen and give you a nice Shepard's content report back so you know how the cases have treated each other and the cases that are citing the cases in your document. It's a much more robust look at Shepard's from a bigger angle of checking actual quotations and looking to see at all the different types of treatment that your cases are getting so you can pull it all in one large report. Brief Analysis. This is another tool, but it's only available right now on Lexis Plus. When you're in Lexis Plus, click Brief Analysis. From here, again, you upload your document, either a passage of text or an entire legal document. As long as it has some citations and some legal content, Lexis will begin to analyze it. You can even pull multiple briefs at one time and compare them. Once uploaded, Lexis will give you a dashboard back. It will tell you case recommendations based on what you put in your document. Lexis is analyzing the actual language of your document, looking to see what commonly is also cited, and typing similar passages of text. Lexis will bring back, as I said, a list of cases and secondary sources for me to further my research. It will bring back other briefs, pleadings, and motions that I can use to help further my research as well. Using what I've typed in my document, Lexis will bring up real briefs, pleadings, and motions that are similar to what I'm creating. I will, of course, get a nice Shepard's report of all the cases in my document. And finally, like Brief Check, it will check my quotes as well to make sure everything is cited properly, and I've used the best citations for my quotes. Lexis for Microsoft Office. This is something special that's downloaded on your computer. When you open up an Outlook document or a Word document, something from Microsoft Office, you will see your typical ribbon at the top of the page. When you've downloaded Lexis for Microsoft Office, you will also see LexisNexis ribbon. By clicking it when you're inside your document, you can then quickly link to the cases that you have in your document and check the quotes in your document as well. This is a fast way to Shepardize everything in your document right here on your screen while you're still looking at your document. Just click Check Citations, and Lexis will quickly tell you all of the Shepard signals for the cases in your document, and of course, link you to them so you can easily get to those Shepard's reports as well. Do you have any questions? Please let us know. Remember, to complete the certification, you need to attend 3 webinars. Sign in to LexisNexis University, Lodge the exam and pass with 80%, and then you'll have the ability to print your certificate from the classes list. Thank you.